say, oh, that song's my favorite, and I sing it all day long. But then I go to sleep and I wake up with another song in my head, and that one ends up being my favorite too.
How can you have so many favorites? I thought there was just one, right?
Oh, why do you have to pester me?
No. Who else would argue? It's almost Christmas after all.
A time for happiness, family, and...
Cookies!
Madison, I think it's snowing!
Is it now? Well, I wonder who could be responsible for that.
That would be me, Mr. Claus.
Well, look who it is. Jack Frost, you old son of a snowflake. How have you been?
Oh, you know, keeping cool, nipping at noses, bringing snow to all corners of the world, the usual. And how have you been, Mrs. Claus? Busy getting ready for the big day?
Oh, we're always busy around this time of year. And how about you, Mr. Frost? Causing any snowstorms lately?
Well, as a matter of fact, I was just about to head over to New York and cause a bit of a blizzard.
Hi, I'm Isabel Claire Sparkle. I'm Mr. Frost's new assistant, but you can call me IC for short.
Sugar Plum, please.
That's not my name!
Well, it's nice to meet you, Ice. I'm Santa, and this is...
Oh, of course, I know who you are. You're Santa Claus, traveling the world in a one night, spreading cheer and joy to the children everywhere. Oh gosh, it's such a pleasure.
Well, thank you.
Icy, please, try to stay professional.
Oh, right. Hello, Jack.
Oh, hello, Rosie. How have you been?
Just fine, thank you. What are those?
What are what, exactly?
Those things with the ears?
Hey, what's wrong with my ears?
Those are the elves.
Elves?
Yes, here. Allow me to introduce. Rosie, the first elf that the Clauses took in.
Hello there.
Red, the one with attitude issues.
Listen here,
Clumsy, and, well, I'm sure his name says it all.
It's nice to meet you.
Melody, the caroler of the bunch.
Hi.
And here's Gingerbread. She's an amazing baker. Her cookies are to die for.
Hello. It's very nice to meet you all.
The elves help Mr. and Mrs. Claus prepare for Christmas. They wrap the presents, tend to the reindeer, and sometimes help Mr. and Mrs. Claus with the naughty and niceness, scouting out the good children from the bad.
But all they've been seeming to do lately is eating my sweets.
Well, then you shouldn't keep them where we can reach them.
I put them on the highest shelf we have. But you geniuses always manage to get them.
Santa, if we can see them, we can get to them. The safest place is most likely your stomach.
I don't think anyone would want it then.
Ew!
Well, Jack, would you like us to tell IC the story of last Christmas?
That sounds like a great idea to me, Santa. How about you, Icy?
Anything to avoid going back out in that cold weather.
You do realize who you're working for, right?
Oh, it's for our college credit.
Oh, what college are you going to?
Carroll University.
Wow, you've got to be like a genius to get into. Lame.
Anyway, where should I begin? Ah, yes. Last Christmas, Mrs. Claus and I had sent the elves out to... Well, Jack, you were there for the whole thing. Why don't you give IC the full experience?
That sounds like a great idea to me, Santa.
Oh, I love this story. Here, I'll just watch.
If it isn't obvious enough, Mr. and Mrs. Claus's family is very unique.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Well, you see, Sugar Plum.
That's not
It all started last Christmas Eve in a little town in Nebraska. The streets were decorated with Christmas apparel. The smell of gingerbread filled the air. And you could just feel the Christmas spirit all around. Everyone was in a holiday mood, except for one person.
Christmas. What a joke.
Bruce. What is it?
Well, it's just, how can you say such a thing?
That's Nick, and he has his reasons.
I mean, what could be so bad that it makes him hate Christmas?
That's something for later in the story. But for now, let's focus on one of the ends. Every year, a few weeks before Christmas, Santa sends each of his elves out to spread a little bit of cheer with the unique spirit. gingerbread was found when she was just a little girl. She was wandering the streets hungry. When the old jolly guy found the poor thing, he fed her with gingerbread cookies. And she liked them so much that she's been the elf in charge of baking and distributing Christmas cookies to orphan children ever since. Unfreeze.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't watching what I was doing. You all right? You don't look too good. Are you hungry? Oh, there you are. Here, I have some cookies. Take as many as you need. Wait, where are you going?
Mr. Frost, could you pause for a second?
Why, certainly. Freeze. What's on your mind, Sugarflow?
Well, you see, I was wondering, why is Clumsy so, well, clumsy?
Oh, that. He was born with one leg shorter than the other. When Santa came across him, he was, for some reason, Cantor doesn't want to remember, homeless and cold. He knew that Clumsy wouldn't last long without someplace warm and someone to keep an eye on him, so he brought him to the North Pole and put him in charge of making sure that every child has a blanket to keep warm on Christmas. Unfreeze.
Good golly, Mr. Molly. Where are you going in such of a hurry? For all the love of my blanket, you must be freezing. Here. Well, you're welcome.
Oh, Clumsy, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Did you see a kind of skinny boy run by here?
See him, he ran right into me.
Why didn't you stop him?
Was I supposed to?
Come on, we can't find the others.
Greg Jones. Naughty. If you say so. Skylar Sager. Naughty. Are you sure? I'm positive. Gretchen Wieners. Naughty. Aw. And none for Gretchen Wieners. You know, this might go a little quicker if you decide to help us out. I am helping. I'm entertaining you both while you work.
Freeze.
Well, why'd you do that, Mr. Frost?
I figured you were going to ask me something.
Well, actually, I was going to ask.
What the deal with these three?
Well, yes.
Melody's a carer. She was that way even before Santa took her and made her the elf in charge of it. Red came from a home that, let's just say, was less than happy, so she swears.
What about Rosie?
That's something for later. Melody spreads cheer by singing, and Rosie and Red are the ones who make the list and check it twice.
I thought that was Santa. That child was ruined.
He's much too old to be doing that sort of thing anymore. Anyway, on with the story. Unfreeze.
Glen Coco? Naughty. Nice. You go, Glen Coco. Whoa! Where's the fire, you two?
Boy, help! Need does!
What the holiday is she saying? I think she's saying that there's a boy who needs our help.
I ran into him earlier. He seemed hungry, so I offered him some cookies. He took them and ran.
Then he ran into me. He was shivering like a chihuahua, so I gave him a blanket. Then he ran for me, too.
Oh my, it does sound like he needs our help.
No, it does. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
What do you think we should do?
Well, we've got to find him, and then we'll figure it out as we go. Come on!
So they split up to find this curious lad, and eventually one of them got lucky.
Hey, what are you doing out here all by yourself?
Leave me alone.
Well, aren't you cheerful?
Look, is there any particular reason why you're pestering me?
Well, originally I came to wish you a Merry Christmas, but now I think you need a song.
Please, no.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey! Is this the boy you were telling us about?
Yep, that's him.
Great, there are more of you.
Hey, are you all right? My friend said that they saw you earlier, and that you didn't look so hot.
Of course not, it's the middle of winter.
We're just trying to help you. We gave you cookies and blankets.
Why are you helping me? I shouldn't have to thank you for help I didn't ask for.
We're elves, you jingle bells. Helping kids out on Christmas is what we do.
Right, elves. Next thing you're going to tell me you work for Santa.
As a matter of fact, we do.
Elves, Santa. I totally believe you.
What is your name?
If I tell you, will you leave me alone?
Maybe.
Nick. My name is Nick.
See, that wasn't too hard.
You have no idea.
Why are you so grumpy? It's Christmas. Everyone's supposed to be happy on Christmas.
Not me.
Come on, say it with me. Merry Christmas!
No.
Say it!
No.
It's easy.
I don't care.
Just 2 words. Merry Christmas!
I don't care. I don't care about your cookies and blankets. I don't care about your carols. I don't care about your Christmas. In fact, I hate Christmas.
Oh, hold me back, Rosie. I'm going to deck him in the hall. Hold me back, Rosie. Let me out.
Please say something. They were only just trying to help.
You and I know that, but when you're confronted with something painful and people keep pressing you, it can get ugly.
Something painful.
Just one. So, my elves tell me you're not too fond of Christmas.
No.
May I ask why that is?
No.
Well, all right. If you want to keep it to yourself, that's your business. But I would like to tell you something.
What's that?
Don't give up hope. Christmas is the time of peace on earth and goodwill towards men. It's the one time of the year when everyone gets what they deserve.
What if I told you that it's impossible for me to believe in Christmas?
I don't believe it's possible for anyone to not be able to believe in Christmas.
If I told you something, would it maybe change your mind? 13 years ago, I was born into a pretty okay home. Well, must have been okay. I mean, my mother couldn't have always been that bitter.
Your mother?
Yes, my mother. But don't get me wrong. She made sure I was fed and all, but she never really cared about me. In fact, I think she hated me. Why else would she make promises that she could never keep?
What did she promise you?
Well, you see, most parents promise their kids that if they behave, they get a present on Christmas. My mother told me that if I behaved, my father would come back to me. But you know what? He never did come back to me. Instead, I am alone.
Look, I'm not going to say that what's happened to you isn't terrible. It is. Truly, it is. But as painful as it is to not get something on Christmas, have you ever considered what it must be like to lose something on Christmas?
What do you mean?
Let me tell you a story.
It doesn't stop me from remembering. I remember how happy she was, and how she would just toddle about the house, so curious about every little thing. I remember how she loved the snow and
Our animal wouldn't want us to be sad. She wants us to be happy, especially now. Or is it not? Is it not? My dear, I think there might be someone outside.
in this weather, they'll freeze to death.
Hurry and help me get them.
Oh, there's no telling how long she's been out here. She must be freezing to death. Who are you?
Well, I'm sent, and this is my wife. Now tell me, child, what were you doing out in this blizzard?
I needed a place to sleep.
You couldn't go home. You don't mean to say,
No home? On Christmas? That just won't do.
indeed. You can stay here for the night.
What did you say your name was? Well, come now. We have to call you something.
Let's call her Rosie.
After all, her cheeks are so adorably red.
Indeed. But what would Christmas be without a present? What would you like, Megan?
Well, I've always seen people do it. I've never been able to do it myself. Could we just build a snowman?
A snowman? Why, there couldn't be anything simpler. My love, would you please get our coats? And one for little Rosie, of course.
And you see, a child's happiness is a very special kind of magic. It made the spirit of winter from that snowman. And just the pursuit of it has kept me going all of these years. I'll let my wife explain. She has a better way with words than I do.
Nick, we find it very important that all children are very happy on Christmas. And for kids like you, we like to do something special.
What's that?
We like to invite them to our home.
Oh, come on, you can't stop there. What about Nick? I mean, is he safe? Is he happy? What?
Just
Wait, where are we going? I don't understand. What about Nick?
Nothing like a good story on Christmas Eve.
But what about Nick?
what about me?
There you are. Santa, can we hear another?
I don't see why not. My love, would you please?
Oh, yes, of course.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
The stockings are hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nick will soon be there.
Saint Nick?
Wait, you mean he's...
And I heard him exclaim as he rode out of sight,
Merry Christmas to all.
And to all a good night.
Thank you all for coming. I'm just going to introduce the cast really quick. We have, as Mrs. Icy Sparkle, Mrs. Cassie Aiken. Woo! As Clumsy, Mr. John Beverly. As the lovely Mr. Frost, Carlos Gutierrez. As Melody, Jasmine Wheat. As Rosie, we have Mrs. Carissa Rosser. As Fred, we have Mrs. Jessica Hell. As Mr. Red, we have Courtney Emery. And as Nick, we have Edel Darnell. And as my lovely husband, Mr. Claus, we have James Walker.
as my loving wife, we have the adorable Joanne Shea.
Thank you all for coming and watching the play. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.